In this video, I'm going to show you a method to go really deep into Reddit to find sub-niches that you would never have thought of. So you can either sell your existing product to new markets, or you can go through the same method to find specific problems and specific niches to create new solutions. I first thought of creating a video where I conduct a complete market research, but it would have been so long. So I'm just going to walk you through all the different steps so you can do it for yourself. And here are the different steps. So let me put myself a little bit smaller. So what we are going to do, we are just going to talk about where are we searching exactly. Then there is step one is research and discovery. So basically we use a ChatGPT or Claude to come up with different ideas to start the research with. Then we use Ankava, which you have seen here, to find out different subreddits that are hidden within other subreddits. Then when we find something interesting, we will use Subreddit Stats, which will give us a lot of insight about specific subreddits. Then we would go on Amazon, Google Trend. We will use Gigabrain, which is a tool that is using Reddit and AI to come up with different insights. And we are going to look at what we can do next to find more informations. And especially we are going to use Exa at the end, which is a brand new AI tool that is making research based on the meaning and not the text on your research. So it's very interesting, but it's quite new. So we are going to look at it at the end of the video. And we are going to check out how we can get market statistic very easily using Gini or Perplexity. And there is a next step that I am going to give you at the end of the video. So if you're up for it, I will try to make it as short as possible, but as complete as possible. So let's go into it. The first thing I want to point out is, what are we looking for? We are looking for niches. Niches are a group of people who all have the same specific problem or need. And to be clear, you can have two different things, but the most important part is the same specific problem or need, because if you find a problem big enough, then you can find different group of people that have the same problems. But your problem needs to be big enough. So we first look at the problem, then we look at how many people are into this problem, and then if it is big enough, we segment into different categories. All right, let's start right away. Why am I using ChatGPT or Claude? This is because I have this prompt, which I'm not going to read, but basically ask for, if I give you the quick description of my product, come up with keywords I can use to kickstart my research in ways that I would not have thought of. So let's first activate this prompt. And for that, I'm going to copy it first. And I'm going to open Claude because I prefer Claude than ChatGPT. And I'm using Po because I'm in Europe, so I cannot use Claude. Don't know why. And here is the example. So that's a product I got as an example. That's a course that teaches easy, gentle exercise focused on slow movement and relaxation technique. It helps with issues like teeth grinding, headache from bad posture, blah, 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 blah. That is an existing product, by the way, but it's just a short description of what it does. So it just gives us an example to start with. So I give the complete description, and then we go. So that's our first step. All right. Let's go with chronic pain, because that is, or even sciatica. Sciatica, I think, because I kind of know that, it will fit well to our example, even though we are not doing the complete research for this product, but it's just to get something interesting. So here I am on Ankava, which is a GitHub project, and here I can type a keyword and it will find the different subreddits that are related to this keyword. So I'm going to sciatica, and then I'm looking at what is there, what is related to it. So basically, this one doesn't seem to be that big. We can check it out. It's not even, if I click here, it opens the subreddit, and I have 31K. Okay, let's see, let's say I want to find something different. So I'm going to, it is linked to chronic pain. So if I click here, then now it opens chronic pain, which is here in the center, and I can see here sciatica, back pain, and so on. And what do I have more that I can use? Let's wait a second. Let's go with posture, since it was our product already. Posture, what do we have? Auto-protein, sclerosis. So you can check out different, you will find probably things you don't know, and those are the best ones you want to check. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to do that. But for example, here I would check like TMG, which I think is related to the jaw. Pelvic floor, I know it without really knowing what it is. But yeah, this is what you want to do. You want to analyze everything and go and find things that are interesting. Here, migraine. How big is that one? Because it was in the description of our product already. So, and it is an easy one. So we are making sure the example I will show you after are good with that. Headache from bad posture. So we have migraine, and we can start with that. So let's say I want, sorry, I was already there. How big is migraine? All right, so we already have 137,000 members on the subreddit migraine. That's a good start. So what do we do next? We are going to take this one, but obviously everything I'm going to show you, you can repeat it with every subreddit you start with at the beginning. But let's go with this one. So we are done with the research and discovery. Now we want to go with quick validation. And the first thing is quite easy. We are just going to get the name of the subreddit, and we go to Subreddit Stats, which will give us stats about this specific subreddit. But be careful. Here you can read the disclaimer. Since Reddit has blocked the API, it's more likely inaccurate during the last month, but it doesn't matter. This is not what we want. We just want a quick overview of what is going on here. So even though it's not completely accurate, we are not looking at precise, accurate numbers. We just want to see the growth of the subreddit, and that is actually correct, I think, at least. So maybe the only thing I would look at is subscribers. And for you to know, if you go here, you will find all subreddit growing, because it is quite, most of the people are not unsubscribing to subreddits. So it's mostly growing. You just want to know how fast it is growing. And now you can see that it started, like the growth really started in 2018. And since then it's kind of times 10. So that's a solid growth. So that's a first good example. You can look at all of that, but this exactly, I think, is not really precise right now. So let's move on to the next step of validation. Here I want to use Amazon, specifically Amazon Books, and then we are looking at different trends. But first we want to know if there is a market, and let's go to Amazon Books. For the sake of the video, I'm using Amazon.com, but in this case, that's the moment. If you're in another country, for example, if you're in Germany, then you use Amazon.de and you type the equivalent of migraine in German. So now I'm going to just type migraine and look at the results. Vestibular migraine direction plan foiling. Okay, so what I'm looking at right now is, first, are there books about the topic? If there are books, it means that people have problem. are the books selling well? You know that simply by looking at how many comments, how many reviews is there. Fucking migraine, all right. So that sounds like a real problem indeed. I mean, that's not, that was quite obvious. But you can see already that you find a bunch of books written on the topic. I wouldn't say it is huge, the amount of review, but it is fair enough. So we have that. Now we said we are going to look at Google Trends. And here, quick tip, I'm going to show you. The first thing I do, I always start worldwide, and I put here the maximum from 2004, because it gives us an overview. You can go deeper later if you want. But Brain. Okay, so here I'm having the search term. Okay, that's a solid one. It is growing slowly, but it is growing. Generally, I'm also going for the different topics that are related, because if you look at search term, you will always find a curve, a graphic that is made from the search. Like, not only people looking for this exact keyword, but also people for looking for things that are associated. But when you use topics, the first thing it does, this one is genetic disorder. I'm not sure it's the right one, but let's try it. Yeah, it is similar. But the first thing it will do is that it will also include a lot of different insights, information that Google knows, not only the search. And you can also use that. Normally it doesn't work all the time, but for example, if I'm using France, okay, that's the same word in France actually, so that's fine, but Germany, I guess not the same word. Okay, and if I use now search term, okay, that's another thing interesting here. When you see curve like that, it means that there are a lot of up and down, which means it is not, the more linear is the curve, the higher is the volume of search. So probably you would look for a different word if you would look there. I'm not going to do all the countries. I think you got the point. You can play with worldwide, a country, and either the search term or the topic, depending on what you are searching. Okay, but now the problem is, I know that it is growing, and that's a good thing, but I don't know how many people are looking for that. So how do I know that? You can use a lot of keyword research tool, but there is one that is that has good free plan and that you can use right away here, and it is called Glimpse. If you don't know it, it is basically a Chrome application that you can use to display the volume of search directly in Google Trends. So I already have the application, and I'm going to set it up now. Okay, so it is, sorry, where is it? Here, Glimpse. So you can see it's here. You just have to sign up and create your account, and then you can go back. And now that it is set up, I refresh, and here I have 10 free search. Now it is using Glimpse, and you will see that it's looking for different, oh, wow, that's a big one. For all the searches. So now you have the volume. For example, let's take France as an example. Since it's the same word, it is a good way to test it out. Okay, so for example, I have for France and migraine, I know if my product can solve this problem. I know that I have a solid curve that is growing, plus I have more than 30,000 search per month. So that's a very good market to go into. All right, I think now you got the point. So if we go back to our method, we went for a first research and discovery to find out things we didn't thought about. Then we went on Ankava to dig into different subreddits and find one that we haven't thought of. Then we made a quick check on Subreddit Stats to see how big, how fast it was growing in the last years. Then we checked if there is some demand in Amazon books. You can also, by the way, use Amazon normally, like not Amazon books, to see if there are products related to your problem, to your market, and how much are they selling. And then we went on Google Trends and we used Glimpse to find out, one, how growing is the market, and two, the volume of search that we can find per country or worldwide. Now let's go to the last step, which is deep analysis. And the first tool we are going to use is Gigabrain. And that's quite new tool actually, which is really interesting. Okay, where am I here? Okay, search. What it does, it is that it is connected to Reddit, and it does research and analyze the search, the different posts it finds, and summarize it with AI, which saves us a lot of time. So for example, migraine, dealing with migraine, TLDR, migraine is not just about headache, but wave. Okay, so this first sentence is always interesting if we think of our product. Migraine is not just about headache, but a wave of electrical activities in the brain that cause various symptoms. That is more like a systemic problem. So it's probably, I'm not a doctor, but there is a marketing way to link it to a product that is solving like muscle relaxation. I don't know if it works, but what do we have? Migraine alert dogs. That's very interesting. I didn't know it exists. I would definitely look into that. Not for our example though, but it's an interesting market. Virtual reality may trigger migraine. I know that. I am a huge fan of VR, and a lot of people are experimenting that. Whatever, that's not the topic. Migraine alert dogs, and so on. Okay, same principle as we had when we were looking at that. You can dig into it, and this is where you start finding gold, like things you wouldn't have thought of after Ankava. And also what you can do is that you see all the subreddits that were where they found most of the posts, and you can service dog, Oculus, that's for you can for example, if I click on this one, I will find the summary for this specific subreddit. So yeah, you can go ahead and type different keywords or directly the name of subreddits and dig deeper into each topic, into each branch of the topic that you want to dig in. Okay, let's go to the next step, which is Meta Ads Library. Why? So first, if you don't know what it is, Meta is Facebook ads basically, and there is a free tool that allows us to look at what ads are running right now and were running before. And that's a very interesting way to see what our company is selling and how good it works. Okay, so we have nothing. No, we have a bunch of things. Okay, how can I? So the goal here is to find products that are directly related to what you are looking at and see if there are ads running for a long time. So there is directly a migrant.com, migrant support here. Okay, so let's look at this one. So that's an active ad. And if I go to this ad, I don't know if I can directly go to the... Okay. If I go to migrant supports, about page transparency, page is currently running ads. We know that already. We go to library. Didn't know how to jump from one to another. But now I'm seeing only their ads. And then I can look at... No, that's a quite recent ad. So that's a bad example. Actually, they don't have more ads than that. What I'm looking for is ads that are running since 1 or 2 or 3 years. That is a very good sign. Obviously, in our example, Gigabrain, it is a big product, and you can find different ads that are, in this case, that are running. I think if we look for it, we would find them. But that is not obviously the case depending on what you are searching for. So what I'm just going to show you is that if you have done already, if you are at this step and you start seeing, like, finding program you've never had thought of before, and then you go on the Facebook ad library and you find products that are selling for this specific product pain since a long time, or maybe not if it's a new problem, let's say, then that's a good sign. But this is one more step to go to find insights on your market. All right, let's go to the next one, which is Exa. What is Exa? That's the newest one, I think. I found out about it like 3 days ago, so I'm not completely familiar with it. But what it does is it understands the concept beyond the keywords you type. So if you are technical, it uses, I think, a vector database to really associate meaning of words rather than associating words simply. It's not simple. And from there, as I said, I'm not completely familiar, but it works quite well. So if I'm typing companies solving migraine problems, and I'm searching, let's see what it says. Well, obviously it's drugs. That was a bad example. Sciatic problem, just for the sake of the example. Okay, so if I'm not in migraine, I just put this one so we don't have the drugs as an example. Passionate approach to treating sciatic pain. So we directly start having companies that are specifically solving this kind of problem. And then you can look for news, PDF, paper, and all that good stuff that you can find here. I'm not sure it is having the whole internet as a database, but honestly, so far, every time I looked for something, I found really interesting insight that I couldn't have found easily on Google, probably on the 10th page in Google. So yeah, definitely worth giving it a go and deepen your research on this website. Okay, and one more step that we can take is to find statistics and to understand market growth based on research that have been done already. And for that, I have a simple prompt that you can just copy and paste. And we are using two tools, which are Perplexity and Gemini. Gemini is the Google AI, and Perplexity is an AI that is specifically made for research on the internet. Why we are not using ChatGPT and Claude? Simply because those are large language models that have a lot of knowledge already, but the knowledge is stopped at a certain point. You can try it out with them. It might work too, but those ones are directly connected to the internet, so chances are it works better. Let's open Perplexity. It's free. You can create an account. There is a paid plan, but I'm always using this one. And now I'm going to just pass my prompt. I'm conducting a market research. Please provide statistics on the migraine industry in Germany. Include key metrics such as market size, growth rate, major player, market share, and significant trends, drivers shaping the industry. Let's see what it says. German immigrants drugs market again is valued. Okay, now you can start seeing different insights on what you found. Obviously, it has to be a big market. It's not a small pane that you will find statistic on. And then you can look at the different insights. If you click on the links, you can continue digging a little bit deeper and analyze every link. You can do the exact same thing within Gemini, but I figured that is not as good in terms of statistic. It just gives you an overview, basically. Let's see what it says. I know, give some statistic, not bad. Market share, unfortunately. Okay, you get the point. That is for the one more step. How do I find actual studies that are backing up what I'm looking at? Not studies, but market research. Okay, we are now at the end of this 3-step research, and I already hope that you loved how you found some value and it was interesting. If it's the case, the only thing I ask you is please like this video and tell whatever you want to tell in the comments, or if you have any question, because it will definitely help the video to be seen by more people. It's a lot of work, and unfortunately, YouTube is not really pushing my videos, so I would really appreciate that. Let me show you one more step that is still related to Reddit, which is really interesting. It is from Greg Eisenberg, and this is the ultimate guide to unbundling Reddit. It is not about market research specifically, but it is a very good guide that you can use for when you have found something on Reddit. How do you create a business from it? I really like it. I really like his approach. So I definitely suggest you check that out. And that's it for this video. If you are in the process of either validating a product, finding insight, finding your product market fit, or if you want to launch a new product, there is one approach that almost always works is quiz funnels. And this is mostly what I do. And I have created a video a while ago that shows you, it's specifically for e-commerce, but it shows you everything, or at least a lot of the things you can do with quiz funnels. And I am going to create more videos on this topic, but first check that one. And if you are interested in that, probably you should subscribe to the channel because more are to come. Hope you like this video, and I wish you a good day. Bye-bye.